Hello, I'm Annie Wendell from the University of Georgia, and today we're going to talk about writing assignments on Connect and the peer edit functionality. You can create multi-draft writing assignments and add one or more peer editing stages to the assignment. Connect already has an extensive list of peer editing questions preloaded that are tailored to language classes, but you can also add your own. This is a powerful tool that has been very beneficial to my students. Let's take a look. In order to set up an assignment of this type, click on Add Assignment and then select Writing Assignment. Start at the top of the page by giving the assignment a name. Then you can enter your writing prompt in the space provided. Some sample writing prompts are linked to the right of the text box. If you're assigning more than one draft in peer review, you should include instructions for each stage of the writing process in this space. You can also insert a link to a document that you keep in the cloud, such as a Google Doc or Dropbox file, in case you want to give students access to your rubric or additional instructions. Once your prompt is set up, you'll select some basic settings for the assignment, such as the point value, availability dates, and whether students will compose online or upload a file with their submission. When you click on the drop-down menu to set the number of drafts, if you select one or two, a new set of options and settings will appear. If you do not want to enable a rough draft before the final submission or to include peer review, then leave this set to 0. Otherwise, let's configure the assignment for a single draft and peer review before the final version is submitted. At this point, I will need to enter a due date for the first draft, and peer review will automatically be enabled once I choose that date on the calendar. Once the deadline for the peer review is set, I can add the peer review questions that I want my students to address. Click on View or Edit Questions to select from the bank of preloaded peer review questions and prompts. As you can see, the questions are organized into 5 categories: content, organization, vocabulary, grammatical structures, and multimedia. Content questions are related to the assignment as a whole, and whether or not the peer partner has completely addressed the writing prompt, how ideas are presented, and clarity of the main points. Organization questions refer to the ordering and development of ideas, and the way in which ideas are supported. Vocabulary questions will require that the peer reader identify words that are misspelled or used incorrectly, missing accents, redundancies, or examples of word-for-word translation from English. Some of the questions are general in nature, while others are very specific. They ask that the reader help the partner to improve their writing by offering suggestions and alternatives, which is a useful exercise for both students. Grammar questions target common problem areas like subject-verb and noun-adjective agreement, use of ser and estar, verbs like gustar, preterite and imperfect, as well as others. This is an ideal way to make both of the students more conscious of the mistakes they make and to improve their use of these structures. Multimedia questions only apply if students are including audio, video, or images as part of the assignment. Finally, if you wish to create your own peer edit questions, you can click on Add Item at the top right-hand corner and very easily type and add your own questions. After selecting my peer review questions, I just click on Add Selections to Assignment, and that will return to the main page for the writing tool. My next step will be to decide how many students should be in each peer group. I'm going to choose 2 for now, but you can choose up to 30, depending on how many of their classmates' submissions you want students to be able to see. Another nice feature is that you can choose to make the peer groups anonymous. That way, the student will not know which classmate he or she is reviewing. After this, we select the due date for the final submission, and now we're ready to click on Review and Assign. On this screen, I can choose to deploy this same assignment in multiple sections if I'm teaching them, can review the policies that I've selected, as well as associate the assignment with a particular gradebook category. Finally, I click Assign, which is the last step in the process. Now my students can see the assignment and start writing. Since we've started treating writing as a process that develops over the entire course, we're seeing the students become more aware of their mistakes and are more likely to learn from them. I'm currently having my students write a first draft, go through the peer edit process, and then correct their first draft and add 2 more paragraphs for the final draft. This is just one of many ways in which you could use this flexible tool. As an instructor, I can view and arrange the peer groups simply by dragging and dropping students into different configurations. I can also see the comments that my students leave for each other and the progression of each student's writing over the course of the semester with each draft. The instructor can add comments to either draft, and the system will even remember comments that you have made previously and auto-populate the comment box with them if you start to type the same thing again. This saves me a lot of time when grading and giving my students feedback. I've found the writing tool helpful for face-to-face classes in which we do the peer review in class with instructor guidance and feedback. And it's also absolutely invaluable for creating a sense of community in hybrid and fully online classes. I hope you'll give this a try with your students and see how treating writing as a process can really work. Thank you.